So there's two parts to this. There's blood and then the fat. Do we eat the fat or is that for flavor?
You eat the fat as well.
How many times have you tried this?
A lot.
Zimbabwe. It's a country I know nothing about.
What the hell is this? Really? That's wild.
But I'm about to get a crash course.
Oh my God.
Right now, I'm in the countryside, a couple hours from the capital. Gracia, a fan of the show, has invited me to a once-in-a-lifetime event. A celebration of life in honor of her late mother.
This is super dangerous, right?
It is.
A day steeped in tradition, punctuated with alcohol, singing, and a lot of food.
That's a lot of meat.
And you've never seen food like this.
I don't know if this cow shaved its legs though.
Mine didn't.
I'm on a mission to witness some of the most unique, intense flavors you'll find anywhere in Southern Africa.
That's like life. Woo.
It all starts here.
I'm going away.
Today's celebration takes place in Chivinge village. This is home to members of the Zeruru tribe, one of the 5 major branches of the Shona people who make up the largest ethnic group in Zimbabwe.
So what are they doing right now?
They are celebrating the cow that's just come into the house. It's a gift to my mother.
Meet Gracia Bavute, a self-trained chef and local entrepreneur. She also enjoys my show enough to have invited me here today, where I'll witness family and community coming together to honor her late mother.
And what's gonna happen next?
They're gonna give thanks and then slaughter the cow. Get it ready for the cooking and all that.
So I see a cow and a goat.
Yes.
So they're both on the menu?
They are, definitely.
Oh wow, that's a lot of meat. Are there gonna be more people coming today?
Just the villagers around definitely will hear the singing and the celebrations and they'll be curious, so they'll definitely come through and there's meat, so we're gonna have a lot of people there.
This tradition is called Mombe Yehumai, literal translation, cow of motherhood. It's the Shona people's version of bride price. Traditionally, upon marriage, the husband would present a fertile cow to the wife's mother. It's a payment to compensate for the pain of the bride's family when the husband takes her away to his village. Gracia's father had not yet gifted the cow, and now, in the wake of her passing, it will be shared with the entire family.
All right, so it's starting now. Okay, so they just slit the throat, and they're saving the blood. Are we gonna eat that?
We're gonna enjoy that. I know I am. Are you?
Yeah?
Okay, great.
They removed all the blood. What are they gonna do with that?
They're gonna take out some of the fat from the cow, and they use that to substitute the oil that you'd normally use, and they'll just like fry it, and it turns into like ground beef.
After the cow is dispatched, members of the community begin butchering. Each piece is dedicated to a certain member of the family. Some is given away, but much of it will be used for today's feast. Anytime a cow is slaughtered and served here, a goat must go along with it as an introductory offer. From the goat, a delicacy is prepared, fried goat's blood. They start by rendering goat fat in oil, add the fresh goat blood, and season with salt. This could technically qualify for one of Rachel Ray's 30-minute meals. You'll know it's cooked when the blood becomes dark and solid.
This is our introductory meal for the day. So this is goat blood, goat fat, and a little bit of oil, a little bit of salt.
Yeah.
And you know, I like that. I appreciate they didn't overspice it. I really want to taste the full flavor of the blood. So there's two parts to this. There's blood and then the fat. Do we eat the fat or is that for flavor?
You eat the fat as well.
I think we start with the blood. So the blood is almost boiled down to like a blood cake, but less of a cake and more of a crumble.
Now it looks like liver.
Yeah, it looks a little bit livery. So I'm gonna grab a couple of pieces here and just throw it back. Cheers.
Cheers. Okay.
It's good, man.
Tastes better than I thought. Like liver with like onions.
Right, sometimes it tastes like liver because both the blood and the liver have like the mineral taste. And so I could see why you'd say that. But I like the texture of it. It's like Wisconsin cheese curds, kind of, a little bit. But here, this This is the fat, and no one chopped it up.
That's a lot. Okay, I'm just gonna try like.
Yeah, rip off a piece. Yeah. Woo. All right.
Ready?
Cheers.
I like the blood. I don't like the fat much.
It's gummy, and I keep chewing, and nothing's happening. It's full of flavor, though, and I could see I've been drinking since 6 a.m., and I need some flavor and some salt to go with all the beer. This would be great. I want to ask you more about today and why we're here today.
So in our Shona culture, when a female is married, the husband is paying for the wife to the wife's parents.
Even today, many cultures around the world still practice bride price. This doesn't indicate the man is paying for the woman. Rather, it's a symbolic gesture, acknowledging the husband's permanent debt to the bride's parents.
One of the last things that you should pay is the cow to thank the mother for taking care of your wife.
In the Shona culture, the debt is paid in the form of cattle.
So that cow might come through when the person is late. That's finishing off the payment for the person because they're no longer there. Today is the day that my father has to finish off the payment for his wife.
We're just getting started. There's a lot more to come today. From here, they're gonna cook a lot of food. There's gonna be drinking, eating, and a lot of music I can hear in the background. So we're gonna be trying a lot more food. What's your favorite part?
I think definitely the intestines and the tripe.
Okay, fantastic. I'm now looking forward to that too, also.
While it's customary everywhere to celebrate with food, you may have noticed here that alcohol has also made an appearance.
My man, how's it going?
Good.
This is Richie, Gracia's uncle.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking beer.
Hey, that does not look like any beer I've seen before. It's white.
This is a traditional Shona beer called Hua Hua. It looks and tastes nothing like beer. That's because it's usually made by fermenting corn or sorghum.
Can I smell it?
Yes, sir. Smelling nice.
Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of people here, and there's a lot of work. Who is drinking? Who is working?
This one is drinking, and this one is drinking, and this one is drinking, this one is drinking.
And then who does the work?
Our wives.
How many wives do you have?
I've got one, but one is for my brother. I've got 4 brothers. Okay. Yeah, so there's 4 wives for my family.
Very good.
Yeah.
In this village, traditional gender roles are embraced. On this day in particular, women are in charge of the cooking and the men are in charge of slaughtering and, well, drinking. Lots and lots of drinking.
All right, so the women cook, we drink?
What?
We. Well, I would like to drink too. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. It's very nice.
Oh.
It's really delicious.
Yeah, it's really thick, it's sour. It's almost like vinegar and alcohol mixed. All right, thank you so much for letting me try that. I feel a little buzzed, but I'm gonna drink some water. I think I'll be okay. Thank you. Preparations for the feast are underway. Right now they're making something called sadza. This is cornmeal mixed with water, and they just have to mix the heck out of it. Otherwise there's gonna be lumps and inconsistencies, so they have to keep it all the same kind of texture. It is a real labor of love here. You need some serious lat strength to pull this off. Do you need help? Do you wanna tap out? All right, he's good. Perfect. All right. It's actually harder than it looks. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna buy you guys an industrial-sized mixer. This is a lot of hard work. The lactic buildup is too much. Someone, come on, sub in. Sub in. All right, finally. We need someone with fresh arms. She's obviously a lot stronger than me, and she's got technique working in her favor.
Sadza is the main source of calories in many sub-Saharan countries. It's usually made from a simple mixture of water and corn flour, but it can also be made with millet, cassava, or sorghum.
Oh, sub in. Oh, this stick is so short. All right, I'm trying to copy her. How do you know when it's finished? It's finished?
Yes.
Oh, good timing. Party update. This is one of the wildest, most interesting kind of impromptu parties I've ever been to. There is not exactly a sense of urgency, but behind me, rain clouds. Soon, at any moment, the rain's gonna come pouring down, and then I'm not sure what, because there's people cooking outside, so we're gonna see what happens. All I'm saying is, it is 3:16 p.m., and they've cooked about 5% of the cow so far. Good start. We've got some momentum. I can say that. We've got some momentum. Let's see where this takes us.
Communal events like this are a delicate balance of work and play. Either you're carefully and laboriously preparing the food so others can eat, or you're drinking your face off. So far, the drinking is winning out. While I have serious doubt in this feast coming to fruition, on the event's periphery, you'll see pockets of men cleverly grilling small bits of meat far from the masses.
I've noticed so far, it's not exactly everybody working together to make a feast that happens at one time. Some people are grabbing meat and they've gone to the side, they've gone to the corner here to cook up their own food away from everybody else. So that's what this is here. Is this beef?
Yeah, it is the stomach area of the cow.
And this is the cow blood?
Yeah.
Is this a different preparation?
Yeah, they didn't put the oil or the fat.
All right, so I don't think we're gonna try that because it's not quite done yet.
Yeah.
But could we try some of this meat?
Yeah, that's fine.
Hello, sir. Could you meet me? Oh, thank you. You know what? You could just bite it. There you go. Rip it off. It's good, right?
It's salty.
It tastes like someone was trying to preserve it in case there was like another Y2K. But overall, I like it. I think this would mix perfectly with beer, which I think is what people are doing here.
Yeah.
My impression, at least of today's event, is that it's not all building up to one big feast. It seems like cooking needs to be done, but everyone just kind of wants to drink and hang out, and no one really wants to cook.
Yeah. That's exactly what's happening.
So we don't even know what we're gonna walk away with today. Like, we might eat something, this might be it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So this is good. It's a nice little snack, but hopefully we build up into some kind of a meal or something more we can try soon. Also, your uncle, do you think I could do a dance contest with him?
I think so. I would want to see that.
All right, let's make that happen.
My bet is on him.
All right, let's do it. I cannot believe we haven't been rained out yet. I mean, I've just been seeing rain clouds everywhere, but they're going around us. The food gods are with us today. Everything's coming together here. They're starting to serve people up. So we have the sadza. I somewhat helped make that. It's looking pretty good to me, guys. What do you think? But here we have something I've never seen before. Is this also a sadza?
It is sadza made from sorghum.
Sorghum? What is sorghum? It feels like an ingredient you would have on Oregon Trail.
It is actually a grain that we also have here, and it's a very small, brown, very tiny seed.
Does it taste different from the corn sadza?
It's a very different, and the thickness, this one is more sticky than the white sadza.
What if we tried some right now?
Oh, love that.
How?
I'm going to plate one. Eh.
In one spontaneous moment, this entire festive crowd becomes silent. This type of reaction could only be elicited from one individual, the village chief.
Right now the chief is making a speech to the whole crowd here. I have no idea what he's saying. What was that?
So apparently the chief has been hearing that people have been just asking for stuff. So he was just saying, when you're invited to an event, at least have the courtesy to respect the people that are there and stop harassing people.
So he just put an end to that.
Yeah, he did.
With his word, will that stop?
Yeah, I think so.
I like this guy.
I like him too.
Can we try some sadza? Usually you would eat this with other food, right?
Yeah, you would.
I'm dying to try it right now. Just plain, is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
It's sticky, so it's like malto meal.
Yeah, it is.
My first sorghum bite, I'm very excited. I'm a bit of a sorghum virgin. Let's go. Very fine and not much flavor at all. It makes sense. It's kind of a carbohydrate, and with that, you mix in all the different meats and the other foods.
Yeah, and then the flavor really kicks in of everything else. So this is just like, rice tastes well.
This is incredible. The rain is coming now. The food's almost done. We've got sorghum. We should go find a dry place to eat.
Probably should.
All right, let's do it. This is a beautiful scene. Like somehow the food got done in time. It's raining. We got people under a tent, people under a tree. Everyone's just taking refuge somewhere and eating. And we're about to do the same. Can you give me a little tour of what's going on here?
Obviously, we've got the sadza, and this is the tongue. Looks great.
For this dish, the cow's tongue is first removed from its head. It's doused with boiling hot water and the outer skin is peeled away. Scrape off any hairs, then chop it up and boil. Finish with diced onions and tomatoes.
Well, I think I have the literal tip of the tongue
You do.
right here. Let's do it. Oh, uh-oh.
That is tough.
Uh-huh. I think it needs to be boiled a little more.
I think so.
This is so chewy.
Yeah.
Is it supposed to be that tough?
I don't think so, no. I think this is a little bit undercooked.
I think what would make it a little easier to eat is if it was cut into little pieces. But I like the taste. They haven't put a ton of seasonings on it, so you're actually really tasting the true tongue itself. It's very beefy. I like it. Let's talk about this. What is going on in here?
This is just the cow feet.
The feet, oh, and the legs too, right?
Yeah.
It's nice to see that nothing from this animal has gone to waste, including the cow's feet. They're chopped then boiled for hours. Add oil to a pot and add the feet. Looks like there's some ankles in there too. Toss in some diced onions, tomatoes, and a little bit of foot broth.
Let me grab a piece right now. Oh yeah, so this is like a shin. It's become very gelatinous. All right, let's try it out.
Okay.
Wow, it's like tendon. It's so rich and fatty and heavy. I like it. I like the inside here. I mean, I don't even know what those parts are. It's just really gelatinous. It reminds me of tendon, and it actually might be tendon. Because in Vietnam, you eat beef noodles, it has tendon in there like this, and it's like my favorite part.
That is so cool. I think like people here would absolutely love it because I think that's the part they also really love.
Now, for the staple you'll find in most every Zimbabwean meal, the sadza.
With the sadza, we can use that to soak up the soup?
Yeah, definitely.
Show me the way.
So what people kind of like mold it into like a little bowl, and then after that you make a little dent in.
Oh, like a divot, yeah.
So that you can actually scoop up some stuff in there.
Don't get it on your dress. All right, here we go. Wow, it's tomatoey, really rich, not too salty or anything, but the essence of the cow is very powerful. I like it.
Our final bite is something special and not for the faint of heart. Tripe, or cow stomach and intestines. Get a big pot and add oil. Then add the organs and pray that whoever cleaned them is detail-oriented. As the meat cooks and softens, toss in some diced onions and a generous pinch of salt.
Let's end with the tripe. Grab a piece. Oh, that's a good piece. That one looks like a carpet. This one looks like honeycomb.
In my culture, we actually differentiate these two. We call these Bibles, like the actual Jesus Christ Bible.
Yeah, I know that one.
And these ones are just like normal tripe. So some people might not even eat these and like these ones.
Because they're more soft?
Yeah.
Well, now I feel like I should be eating that. How you doing?
It's the same every time I eat these. It's like life. Woo.
I gotta say, it's pretty good. The texture in your mouth is interesting because it's a little carpety. It smells gamey, but then the flavor is just rich, fatty. You taste the tomatoes and onions from the broth. I like it. This was delicious, super unique, and just an incredible experience to be a part of. I'm so appreciative that you invited us here today, because usually we fake these things and we pretend there's an event, but there's not. But this is really an event. Did today go how you expected it would?
It's been a great experience, and like also having you here is amazing. I really love how you have been blending into our culture and appreciating every step and wanting to learn. Like that's been amazing for me as well.
Same for me. It's not hard to blend in. I also love to drink, and so these are my people. Wait, does that sound bad?
Today, I'm on a mission to soak in local flavors and a unique way of life you won't experience anywhere else.
This place is crazy.
All right, I told you, Sonny, it was going to be amazing.
From street side dishes and protein combinations you've never seen before.
What's wrong?
Realization.
To a meat lover's dream, a drive-in barbecue on an absolutely massive scale.
How do you even get out of here without getting into a car accident?
You have to try.
Today's food fun, well, it all starts here. Zindoga Shopping Center. Its founding goes back to 1977 with Francis Zindoga with his butchery and bottle store. Now, it looks like this. One of the capital's major food hubs with tons to choose from. Come, drink, eat, drink more, and hopefully take a cab home. Yesterday, Harare local Gracia introduced me to her family outside the city, and right now, she's introducing me to Chipo.
My name is Sonny, and this is...
Gracia.
Chipo is the manager of Big Man Braai, a meaty street stall influenced by South African barbecue.
Right now, you're preparing a dish. This is called...
Gango.
Gango.
Gango is a favorite in Zimbabwe, but this is not a one-person plate of food.
We usually serve in a tray, and everyone digs in from the same plate.
It's a platter of protein meant to be shared with friends or family.
It's more like something that brings us closer together.
Communal food. Reminds me of Korean barbecue a little bit.
The foundation of the recipe is an incomprehensible mix of meats. Ox kidney and beef are added to a wok with water and salt. On the side, chicken gizzards that are cleaned, chopped, and added in.
Is this gonna be a stew or what will this be?
Basically, we don't want it to be a stew. The main reason behind it is that we get to fry all these and then add our vegetables and then our chilies.
Then chicken neck, feet, and thigh. Add more water and allow it to cook down a bit.
It seems like a lot of street food here is meat.
Yeah, mainly the meat, because this area, it specializes in gochi or braai, which is just basically barbecuing meat.
Our parade of protein continues. Heart, pork belly, spicy pork sausage, then a bit of cooking oil and diced onions and tomatoes. Finally, the green, well, Cheapo can tell you what it's called.
We call them rape.
Are you saying the word rape? How do you say it?
It's a rape, Sonny. That's how
Spell
they
it.
call it. R-A-P-E.
Yeah, there's no way around that.
Hit it with a bit of spice and dig in with 6 of your closest friends.
All right, we have our meal right here. This looks even better than I thought it would. Oh, we're eating with our hands, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely.
No one brought forks.
There's forks in here.
Right? These are the forks. I think we should start with pork belly, just covered with rape. All right, let's try it out.
Cheers.
The R word is definitely like a spinach or something, where there's still some texture to it while you're eating it. It's not just dissolved away. I see there are hearts.
It tastes pretty good.
It almost tastes buttery, salty, and then some nice spice coming from the chilies.
I think this is the ox kidney over here. This tastes like liver.
They both have that minerality, right? Like, because it's filtering, all your stuff and turning it into pea.
Why are you saying pea when I'm eating it, Sadie?
Oh, not pea? Ooh, sausage. Well seasoned.
It's got a kick of spiciness in it as well. I think I've got a gizzard here.
Oh, super chewy, delicious. I love that. It's such a random hodgepodge of different ingredients, but when they cook it all together, it works perfectly. Okay, sides up. This just doesn't have a lot of flavor, so you have to kind of add flavor to it.
By putting in the meat and the veggies. So you do that little spoon thing again.
Way ahead of you.
Oh, I see you learning, Sadie. Okay.
What was that? Are you Schmiegel? Cheers.
Cheers.
It tastes like chicken heart with a base of mashed potatoes that have no salt or butter inside. Now, chicken feet, everyone around the world has a different way of eating it. Let me see your way. Okay, you try to strip it away, but sometimes the toes will rip off. Okay, no, they didn't. Oh, you know what's gnarly about this? This is my first time eating chicken feet with the toenails. They're still on there. Let me try it. It hasn't been cooked that long, so the meat's still kind of hard. So you have to really work to get it off, but once you do, it's nice and chewy, like some kind of f***ed up calamari.
Sonny.
I wanted to ask you more about Harare. Did you grow up here?
Yeah, I did. Born and raised in Harare.
Why do you think Zimbabwe isn't more known globally?
We have a lot of beautiful places in Zimbabwe. Apart from Victoria Falls that everybody else knows, we have Inyanga, Matopasi Hills, where you actually get like scenic views that are so beautiful. But I feel like there hasn't been enough of coverage on what our country has to offer. Another problem that we might be having is people of our generation. We don't speak a lot of positive about our country. If we learn to embrace our culture more, definitely people will end up knowing about Zimbabwe and falling in love with it, and people wanting to come and see what Zimbabwe has to offer.
I gotta say, I've just been here for a day and a half, but I'm loving it so far.
Great.
So, with that being said, this is a great start. We have a lot more street food to eat.
Let's go.
Well, Ashley, how you doing? This is your place?
Yes.
It's fantastic.
Just 30 steps away, tucked inside a small alley, Miss Ashley is preparing another Zimbabwean staple, one I've never seen before.
Right here in the first pot, this is rice, but it's not any kind of rice. It's a brown rice, and it's turned brown because it's been mixed with peanut butter, something I've never had before, but I love peanut butter.
Next, the beef bones.
So these are big, thick chunks of cow femur.
The bones are boiled in a big pot for at least 2 hours, or until people start asking for them. Toss in some salt and tomatoes and boil it a bit more.
Is this rape?
Yes.
It's also with peanut butter.
Yes.
Oh, that's great. Ashley.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I'm dying to try this. I love peanut butter. I like it. It's not a super strong peanut taste. It lacks the sweetness that our peanut butter has, because in the US, we like to put sugar in.
And peanut butter.
No, everything. It's interesting because the rice has been cooked so much that it's become kind of a mash with just a hint of peanut flavor on top of that. And it seems like it'd go well with these two. I really like that vegetable. So it's hot, steamy, juicy, and then I would say between cabbage and spinach, but now with a hint of peanut flavor in there too. Is that something local to this country?
They're one of the dishes that you'd get at traditional functions, or like traditional weddings. Even if grandmother comes from the village, you're probably gonna get some peanut butter vegetable.
This is cow bone. It's all just like this meat you're supposed to kind of gnaw off. Wow, yeah, this does take some effort. Okay, so here is a nice piece of protein. You got some there too?
Yeah.
Let's go for it. It's a bit chewy, but still juicy. And it tastes like a beef roast or just kind of like stewed beef, but that is in the middle of cooking. That's just a pure piece of fat. It's a bit rich, but actually, it's very flavorful. Ashley, you're crushing it. How do you say delicious in the local language?
Jirokunaka.
Jirokunaka. Jirokunaka.
Sadie, the way you're saying it is, I taste good.
I taste delicious. This also pretty good.
Whenever lunchtime hits, this place becomes a hive of activity. Vendors prepare for the midday rush with stacks of grilled and fried chicken ready to send out at a moment's notice. As people gather and crowds form, a couple of entertainers come to capitalize on the moment. The crowd's welcoming response is a sign they've seen this type of show before, and they're looking forward to more.
So right behind me is Zimbabwean entertainment, the best you're gonna get. They come here, they have a whole list of tricks and things that they do, and they work for tips.
If New York has buskers singing for cash, then Harare has these guys. Stand-up, slapstick, and some impressive yet slightly revolting strange human tricks.
Oh my God, that's a condom. Oh,
If that didn't make you lose your appetite, well, let me tell you about our next food.
My man, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing, man?
I'm with the pit master. He's manhandling this meat right here. This whole place is famous for its chicken. We've got chicken that's cooked. We got chicken in little pieces.
This chicken stall pre-marinates their meat with madras curry powder and mixed chicken spices.
Oh, it's so hard. How do you do it? You're not crying or anything. I've been crying the whole day, but for personal reasons, not related to the smoke.
Lightly grill, cut it into smaller pieces, and toss it in hot oil.
So it's just like a shallow fry. There's not even a lot of oil. The only issue now is he's got to stoke the fire. He's gonna get this fire going. The rest of the chicken is going in the oil, and we're gonna eat some fried chicken soon. I can't wait. Can you wait?
Yes.
She said yes? She said yes. This place is wild.
Yes, it is.
So, what is the name of this place?
This is another area from the place that we just come from, and here they do more of barbecue on a larger scale. So you've got more options to choose from, and definitely it's mainly chicken over here.
Fried chicken, it's not usually grilled and then fried, but here it is.
Yes, it is. This is what we call fried chicken here in Zimbabwe.
Should we try it out?
Yes.
I got skin here. That's good. Oily, fatty skin. Here's some of the drumstick. Well, it's super heavy. I like it though. It's simple, it's straightforward, it's just salt, really. But it's interesting to see a little different style. And as always, it's served with the sadza. Do people feel like a meal is incomplete without sadza?
Certainly, I think so. When they do charge you for this meal, usually they don't charge for the sadza, eh? What they're charging you for is for the meat, and sadza is sort of like complimentary. So if you were to say, I don't want the sadza, you're still gonna pay the same amount anyway.
Okay.
So you'd rather just, have the sadza anyway.
We have one more location. We're gonna go somewhere that even blows this place out of the water.
Yes.
What's it called?
Mereki. It is one of the most talked about places in Zimbabwe, and I'm so excited to take you there.
Fantastic.
I want a little bit more. I want a little bit more. I want a little bit more. I want a little bit more.
This place is crazy.
All right, I told you, Sonny, it was going to be amazing.
Meriki is by far one of Harare's and this country's most popular open-air entertainment joints. Yes, I had nyama choma when I was in Kenya, but I've never seen anything like this.
Why you been holding out, hanging on, don't front,
The crowds, the cars, it's like a tailgate party that never goes to the game. A rock concert, where the main star is the meat that's delivered to your car.
Tiger, I need a main course, not a
In all, 300 people work to make this operation move, from butchers to runners and pit masters.
They even have an ice cream guy. Uh-oh, he's turning around. No. I mean, uh-oh. Oh, dang it, I got testicles in my hands. What you got, my man? All right, just one. How much is it? $1. Wait, that's mine. We have 2 cones now.
Yeah.
More about that in a second. I see people running around with meat, taking orders. Are those like servers?
Yeah, so every person that owns a stall essentially has somebody that runs around to deliver the food. So you can just pretty much just go order, but your food will come to your car.
This is Zimbabwe's version of a drive-in eatery, where the hood of your car becomes your dining table. Heck, you could never leave your front seat if you didn't want to. When a runner takes your order, they'll head to the butcher, then to whichever pitmaster they work for. Once the meat is ready, it's yours. Pair that with a crate of beers and try not to sideswipe too many cars on your way out. If you're not ready to eat big, you could always start with an appetizer.
This testicles.
Yes, or what they call them here, gearboxes.
A gearbox?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
The testicles, or as Gracia likes to call them, gearboxes. They're sliced into smaller bite-sized pieces, seasoned with salt and spices, then placed on a gas fry stand until they cook through.
It's got a texture almost like chicken heart. It's dense but soft, and the seasoning on there is delicious. It's salt, but there's something else on there too. Is it usually men eating these?
Yeah, there's just this thing that goes around that if you're a woman and you do happen to eat them, you might not conceive, but I don't believe that.
You might not conceive.
Am I supposed to love things that won't give me children this much? Because I do.
And then you just chase that with some ice cream. I'm gonna have it.
Amazing.
Good start. I'm gonna head over to the meat section. There's this long corridor of nothing but grills with smoke billowing out. I wanna see how they're grilling all this food. All right, I really wanna show you the scale of this place because it's wild. There are hundreds of people here, hundreds of cars, and along here, dozens of people cooking meat. The scale is ridiculous, and the amount of meat coming through here too. So when people order, they can order from here if they want to, but most people are ordering from their car because they can stay at their car and they can drink at their car, because that's what you want to do. Right here, they have so much going on in here. Huge troughs, wood burning, grates on top, and then tons of different types of meat.
On our menu today, local Zimbabwean beef steak and a beef blend sausage.
Is that steak?
Yes.
And then what's this?
Beef sausage.
Oh.
After ordering from a runner, our meat is grilled with a touch of salt and delivered to someone's tailgate, where they said we could film if we brought the car owner some booze. Deal.
Hello. Step one, wash your hands because we're eating with our hands. All right, I like that. Everything comes to you here.
It does.
We've got our food here. I think we should do steak first. So here, they provided us with a knife. Oh my gosh. Hot off the grill. We're out here. The weather's beautiful. There's music. There's smoke. Everyone's having a blast. Let's try it out. Best thing we've had today. Absolutely.
It's really good.
Juicy, salty, pretty tender. Oh, and you know what? The best part? You can really taste the charcoal. It's so smoky and delicious.
So how they have this here, they grab a piece of meat, they get a tomato, cucumber, and a little piece of onion.
Sure, I'll do it, but I'm not gonna do cucumber. It's fresh, it's got some acid. I just need to wash it down with this. How do we,
I'm gonna show you a trick. Don't be surprised, Sonny.
Oh.
Done.
Oh, that's pretty harmless. How many teeth do you have? Open up. Cheers. Yeah, that's good. Zambezi, Zimbabwe's own beer. And I love that no matter where you go in the world, you can find some kind of lager that tastes basically like Bud Light. Now, I want to ask you this. They've just cooked our meat well. The default is well done.
Well done for everyone.
And I've noticed that all over Africa. Why is that?
So I think people have just been used to eating well-cooked meat, just to be safe.
Because I know even sushi here, is that even a thing?
It is. You've got a couple of places that offer it, but there's so many people that are big on, oh, I'm not gonna eat that. It's raw fish. That's disgusting. I'll die. That is a mentality that is just like within Zimbabwe as well.
Here, the sausage. Let me cut it up a little bit more. Little bite-sized pieces. It's so good. It's super juicy, really fatty, very salty, but it's got some nice seasonings in there too, and just really beefy. That's great. I can see why people love this. It seems like the ultimate party spot. You drive in, you hang out by your car, there's people who deliver the beers, you get meat, and you just hang out. I can't think of anywhere else I'd rather be right now. Cheers.
Cheers, Sonny.
Our epic Southern Africa food tour continues in the country of Zimbabwe. Today, I'm back in the capital city of Harare, heading into Africa's busiest market.
It's so lively, there's so much action, I love it.
I'm on a mission to explore the most unique flavors and recipes this place has to offer. And trust me when I say, there's a lot. From crawly creatures I've never seen anywhere else in the world.
I've heard of them, I've never seen them. And here they are, millions of them in my hands.
To cow parts I didn't know people could eat.
You will eat this whole thing.
And it all starts here.
Aretha.
Good morning, how are you today?
Meet Aretha. After recently losing her job, she went all in on creating her own restaurant. A restaurant I'll get to see later today. This is where she gathers ingredients.
This place is wild. It's full of energy, tons of people, and it's just sprawling. It goes on forever. People are selling everything you can imagine. Food, other stuff. I'm mainly focused on the food.
Mbare Musika Market. It's a place where people are meant to buy food and take it away. But wherever you find large groups gathering, you'll find food, including this illegal street food kitchen.
It's not supposed to be here
No, it's not. Because of healthy hazard, you have to get a license
because of hygiene.
because of hygiene.
With no permit and no clear way to get one, the owner here risks it all in an attempt to feed local workers and make a humble living. On today's menu, grilled chicken and sadza, a straightforward favorite. But if you ask nicely, they might show you this, cow lung and cow esophagus. I did not know you could eat that.
Here we love it. It's nice for the vitamins and all.
The cow's cow parts have been boiled down with onion, tomatoes, and a bit of salt. I've learned that this is the classic trifecta, used for cooking pretty much any protein in Zimbabwe. Pair with rice and pumpkin leaves that are deceivingly delicious.
Show me how to eat it.
Okay. A little bit of rice, then you dig in, then you...
All right. That's ridiculous. That's super delicious. Almost sweet and buttery. It's hard to compare it to another plant. Do they cook that with butter?
They just use water.
Wow. Wow, that's stupid good. No one's gonna believe me, but it almost has a sweetness of like crab legs.
Yeah.
That is outstanding. I'm delaying the inevitable. We need to try these lungs and a big chunk of it. Let's go for it. Oh yeah.
Very tasty, eh?
Super tasty.
And soft too.
The flavors are not that strong. It tastes like salt, tomato, onion.
Everything here we cook is natural. We don't do spices.
All right, that was good. No, actually, that was great. But now, this is something that's blowing my mind. The esophagus, you will eat this whole thing.
Yes, I can. Try the top first.
Oh, like the ring.
Yeah, the top ring.
Well, I'm not sure I'd say if it's tender. Same delicious flavors, but wow, what would you compare that to? That's like if you're eating chicken wings and you get that really bristly tendon part that's connected to the bone, but it's all made of that.
I think it was very nice.
You need some powerful teeth to get through that.
Mbare Musika is located in the middle of Harare city, a fading gradient of vendors and residential buildings on the market edges make it impossible to measure.
If you walk from one side to the other, how long does that take?
An hour?
In an hour. That's real big. That's bigger than
It's quite big.
a Walmart. I was told somewhere here they have insects.
Yes, they do.
Here they have some insects I've never even heard of, never even seen before. I didn't know people were collecting them or eating them, so I'm hoping to track those down. And if I find something, could you cook it up?
Yeah, I will try and cook it
You'll
for
try. That's all I ask.
It's the busiest market in Zimbabwe, and quite possibly in all of Africa.
As you walk through the market, I mean, there's no way to just show this place through individual stationary shots. You have to feel it in 3D. Everywhere you look, there's a different food, someone carrying something on their head, pulling a cart. It's so lively, there's so much action, I love it. Mangoes, nice.
Over 17,000 people come here to do business every day.
Boom, this is where everything begins. Everything that gets here, it either comes in big trucks or people from local villages are bringing it too. So there's people at all levels, all scales, just kind of rocking up, throwing down their fruit and doing their best to sell it before they head home.
It's a distribution center for fresh fruit and vegetables that'll make their way to the rest of the city and surrounding areas.
Behind me, there's a literal mountain of corn. And there's also 10 people looking at me wondering what the hell I'm saying. Everyone here speaks English, by the way. They're just like, it's corn, what's the big deal? Somebody has dropped all this off, they're going through it, and people who want to buy the corn, they go through, they inspect it, they check it, they buy it, they take it home, or to their restaurant. How you doing? See, people are super friendly. They actually are, just not that guy.
Just a 5-minute walk from where I had breakfast, another rogue food stall. Here they're serving up different chicken bits, including these salty deep-fried intestines. An excellent snack or drinking food.
That very good? Salty, super crunchy. It's almost like a chicken jerky. Not bad, a little bit of an appetizer, a little bit of an hors d'oeuvre, if you will. It's interesting. I think because of hygiene, I think because of a lack of infrastructure, it's not really supposed to be a food place, but it's kind of unavoidable. Where people gather, there will be food. Here, they're serving intestines.
Before leaving the market,
Crunchy.
I must see their selection of bugs. Yes, they have mopane worms, but I tried those before in Namibia.
How does it taste?
It tastes like a gluten-free food.
I'm looking for something I can only find here.
We are deep in the market right now. I've come to your stall. This is your area.
Yes.
Where does it start and where does it end?
That's from here to here.
Uh-oh, so I'm in someone else's property right now.
It's my property.
Oh, this is your too?
Yes.
Caroline's stall specializes in pretty much anything she's interested in selling. Today, that includes big-headed ants,
I've had a lot of ants before. I've never seen ants like this.
a variation of the fire ant, and an invasive species.
They have kind of an average-sized body and a huge head.
They're a soil nester and can be found during the dry season.
There's two kinds here. This is
This is termites.
termites.
Yes.
That's wild.
Termites belong to the cockroach family. They also come from the ground. Anytime you see these giant, wet, brown mounds like this, well, that is a termite mansion.
I've heard of them, I've never seen them. Well, because I live in the north in Minnesota. We have winter, so we don't really have termites. And here they are, millions of them in my hands.
If prepared incorrectly,
You put salt.
termites can be poisonous. This is something I wish I'd known before tossing them in my mouth.
It's pretty good. That is different than any other insect I've had. It's a very distinct flavor. I'm glad I tried this. It's nutty. It has kind of a musky flavor. Even a little, like a woody flavor. Caroline, I would love to buy some of these ants. I'm gonna take it to a restaurant. I'm gonna see if they can cook it up.
Now, with ants in hand, I'm heading to Aretha's restaurant to see what she can do with this unique ingredient.
This is fantastic. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for the past 2 years.
Whenever she's not cooking at her home restaurant, she's catering events or parties. Today, we've invited the whole neighborhood for whatever comes next. But first, the ants. She prepares them 2 different ways. The snack version, fried in hot oil with a dash of salt, and the meal version, where the ants are boiled, then paired with peanut butter and cooked down into a sticky paste.
What is your specialty?
My specialty is oxtail.
Really?
Yes.
That's what we have right here.
This tail has been stewing for 3 hours with, you guessed it, tomato, onion, and a bit of salt. Like most foods in Zimbabwe, this goes well with sadza, a mixture of corn flour and water.
Before we get started, I need to ask, what the hell is this?
That's our African cucumber.
My least favorite food is a cucumber, and this looks like the grenade version of a cucumber. It looks like very aggressive, hostile, angry at its parents.
People here call it, it's like a COVID disease spike.
When you cut this open, does it look like a normal cucumber?
Yes, it does.
All right, I'm gonna have to cut this open later. Mainly to kill it, because I don't like cucumbers. I'm gonna try the plain ants here.
Mix it with salsa.
Oh,
Can you hear the crunchiness?
it's super crunchy.
These big heads.
Wow, that's quite a flavor. Pretty different than any other ant I've had. It's hard to pinpoint it. I'm trying to figure out if I like it or not. Super crunchy, salty, and then it just has its own little funk to it. Here, it's been mixed with peanut butter. Oh, it's a nice big bite. Let's go. Oh. Yeah, smart. The peanut butter, it takes the edge off the ants. It makes it a little bit more smooth. Anything with peanut butter is awesome. I could mix lupus with peanut butter and it would taste good. This is your specialty, the oxtail. Oxtail is one of my most favorite things that I can't get anywhere. A lot of countries don't have it. It's also a food that just takes a lot of love and time. There's these beautiful cross sections of tail, the bones in the middle, of course, all the meat, protein, tissue, fat is all around it.
I like it like this.
Oh, you just bite it right off the bone? Yeah, I'm getting my hands dirty for no reason. Oh.
Nice.
That's undeniable. As you go up and down the tail, you have different amounts of fat and protein, so every bite's a little different. And the boiling, like the fat has really rendered down. So I just peel the protein off the bone. You can see it's like a continuation of the vertebrae here going down into the tail, and that muscle just gets so tender and delicious. You stole my heart.
Thank you. Today I'm making mazondo. Mazondo is the cow feet. Then we have the cow head.
So what do you do with the cow head?
We cut it up, then we boil it. We use an axe to cut it.
An axe.
An axe.
I've got to see that. A big feast is coming up. We've got some ingredients from the market and then some surprise ingredients I have no idea about. I have some idea about. I saw it a little bit. Today, we're cooking up this whole cow head. I have no idea how it's gonna be done. Oh my God. I don't even know if we can show that on YouTube. Is that a boy or a girl? Is it a boy? How do you know? Do you have a name tag? Oh, because of the horns?
Beef is common and loved in Zimbabwe, and here they use every part, head to tail, back to crack.
Step 1, remove the tongue, which is just hanging off. So we're gonna save that for later. The tongue comes right off. So the goal here is to kind of char the skin. So this is a very delicate process. You don't want to burn the skin or overdo the skin or even tear it away. You want to heat it up just enough so all the hair comes off, the skin is still intact, so that can still be eaten later. Gentlemen, good luck. I can hardly see. Good luck. Here's the deal. This head's about to get chopped into little pieces so it can get put in a pot and boil for a long time. Do we have a chef knife? No. We have an axe. hold on. Hey, hold on. Why are you backing up? You don't think I have control of an axe? Huh?
Today's special cuts include the entire head, the tongue, and the cow feet. Now, with the head hacked into several unspecified chunks, it's time to cook. Boil it in water with a pinch of salt for 4 hours until the fat renders down and it becomes juicy. Next, the tongue is charred to remove its outer skin. Then filleted open and spread out, giving it more surface area to soak up more salt and to cook faster. Grill until it's cooked all the way through. The head meat and the tongue are paired with brown sadza, made from sorghum.
This is our final meal of the day. Everything today has built up to this moment. We started at Africa's busiest market, where a lot of the produce for this restaurant is sourced. Plus, we have a cow head. I'm not sure where the cow head is from, and I didn't want to ask. And I felt like when I saw the head, it was too late to ask the cow. Right now, people have dished up some food. Everybody's eating. This is kind of a familiar sight at this place. It's like a home restaurant. So there's a lot to try. Let's get into it. Ooh, this is a tongue right here. Tongue is tough because tongue can be, well, really tough if you don't prepare it properly. So this took about 20 minutes to grill that whole thing all the way through. Success. Oh, that's delicious. Super clean taste, really dense. I mean, tongue meat is very underrated. I would say tongue meat has a density kind of like heart meat. That's good. Goodness. You can see they've cut it and scored it and it could cook all the faster. Here, this is a brown sadza. It looks like chocolate malto meal. Does it taste like that? No, it has next to no flavor, a little bit different texture than the normal sadza made from corn. But of course, that's meant to be paired with the other items on the dish because all this meat is very heavy for most people, but not for me. Here, head. This looks fantastic, actually. This is reminding me right now of the tail we already had. All the beautiful fats and tissues that have rendered down. They're just sticky and slowly coming apart. Okay, there's pros and cons. One, delicious. The fat is just melt in your mouth. The meat pulls apart. It's super tender. It's made with time and love and a little hostility. The cons, there are little bone fragments in there. You have to chew with caution because you might catch a little bit of a bone splinter. Delicious. This is really outstanding. I can't believe it. One of the most satisfying things I've eaten in a long time. Oh, look at this. What is this?
It's pineapple and cucumber and mango.
I've been brought a salad to go with all these heavy foods, but here, they have a type of cucumber I've never seen before. When you cut it open, it looks completely different from any cucumber I've seen before. I don't like normal cucumbers, but I like sea cucumbers. Super crunchy, it's a little slimy. It's a little bit like the green part of a watermelon, but I guess that's what cucumber tastes like. Here we have our last food.
First, the cow feet hit the flames to get charred, scraped down, then cut into smaller pieces. All this will soon be soup. All it takes is salt, water, heat, and a lot of time.
So this would be up on the ankle or a little bit higher up on the leg. It's just pure tendon. I'm gonna just pull this off. Take a look at that. Tendon super delicious when it gets cooked down like this. Soft yet a little bit chewy, but it's so rich you can only have a little bit of that. All right, that is the foot. Right here is half of a hoof, and then the other half would be here, except they actually cut it down the center when they're preparing it. And what's really bizarre about the hoof is there's an enamel on the outside. The enamel is basically like a big fingernail. It's made out of keratin. Underneath that, there's meat and muscle. I'm literally gonna eat the bottom of a cow's foot. Let's try it out. Oh, that's awesome. It's not too dissimilar from the tendon. Almost like snappy, crunchy when you bite into it. Okay, this is a little higher on the hoof. Wow, that's just pure skin, bones, and then some cartilage in between. That's fantastic. This is our third day in Zimbabwe. I'm pretty blown away, to be honest. We went to the market. Markets can be hectic, chaotic, sometimes aggressive, because people are there, time is money, they got work to do, and they don't have time for BS. But here, in Harare, in Zimbabwe, people have been very welcoming, open, and just curious about what we're doing, and just wanting to interact and be playful. So not only have I enjoyed the food today, but being able to interact with people in this community has been an absolute pleasure.
Now, we're hitting the road. Heading out of the capital and into the countryside to meet this guy. This is Africa's apocalypse man. Builder.
This property, is it yours?
Yes.
All?
Yes.
Hunter.
Yes! Yes! It's too late for you!
Gardener.
These are African medicine.
African medicine.
Fisherman.
Oh, he got one!
If you need food, he's got you.
So we're eating this?
Yes.
All right, it's like a fish stick.
Today, I'm on a mission to learn how a man so far from civilization lives
You get your own water. Do you have electricity here?
Nothing.
and how he eats.
What you got there?
This is my scale.
To measure your calories?
It all starts here at the home that he and his wife built together. Welcome to Decadrum. This is the least densely populated area of Zimbabwe. Out here, you've got space, freedom, the plants and animals Mother Nature has provided, and not much else. It's also been Vincent's home for over 30 years.
Thank you for having me. Usually we go to villages, but this is just your home and your family's home.
Yeah, yes.
Here, home is a compound, a group of separate structures, most of which you might be used to seeing under the same roof. This entire compound was hand-built by Vincent and his wife.
What are these two buildings right here?
This is a bathing, that is a toilet.
One's for cleaning, one is for bathroom.
Yes.
There's the main house, where Vincent and his wife sleep. Each of the kids had their own structure. The kitchen gets its own structure too.
So on the side, you have kind of your dish rack, your counter, and then the house itself, what is it made out of? Is it just mud?
This cozy, compact kitchen was built in a month and a half. The women are tasked with building the wood frame and filling it with mud,
They make with stones or bricks, but this one is stones.
while the men build the rooftops.
These are the thing for the millet. Then we put the rice on top.
In here, while Vincent gives me a private tour, his wife Nyoni starts breakfast, starting with porridge. Porridge starts with tamarind soaked in hot water to extract its flavors. Tamarind is one of the many indigenous fruit trees here that's worked its way into several local dishes. And then there's this.
African medicine.
I use it to the men when they are not strong to that side.
And he's got some boner medicine over here. All right, well, you got lots of kids. Can I buy some of this from you later?
Back in the kitchen, where things are also getting steamy, the tamarind-infused liquid is separated from the fruit. She adds cornmeal to a pot with a touch of sugar. As she stirs, it forms a thick porridge. Cornmeal, which will become sadza, is the chief source of carbohydrates for Zimbabweans. When you're miles and miles from the closest city, your cornmeal stash is like a chest of gold.
That's where we keep maize or sorghum millet when we cut from the farm.
Is the idea like you don't want the animals to get to it?
Yes. The cow can come and busting. Even the elephant. This time we have got the elephant.
Are you telling me sometimes elephants steal your food?
Yes.
Whoa, this is a problem I've never had in my life.
Cornmeal porridge and now cornmeal bread. Mix cornmeal flour, salt, sugar, and water. Fill a pot with that mixture and cover it with a plate. She adds coal on top to create mankind's first convection oven. In the meantime,
This is a cage for my hens.
Do you eat the eggs or try to get more chicks?
I eat eggs from August, September, October, November, because it's too hot, so they don't make babies. But this now, I leave them to make babies.
In those other months, when you eat the eggs, there would be no babies anyways.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the tour. Next, we're gonna finish breakfast and eat breakfast. Is this a usual breakfast for you?
Yes. My madam cooks bread and porridge. Myself, I cook fish.
Can we try this first, the porridge? I like it. So I've had a lot of sadza so far. It's a bit more starchy. You can grab it like mashed potatoes. This is a little bit more sticky, but I like it more than sadza. And I know I don't have to compare. I know they're different things, different purposes, but sadza has zero flavor and this has flavor. It's just a little bit sour and a little bit of sweetness too. Oh, that's great. Over here, you have the bread. Oh, this looks really good. It's like super dense, thick bread. I like that. It tastes like some kind of a whole grain bread. It's dense and kind of doughy. Yeah. I'm fascinated by your lifestyle here. You're out here, you have your privacy, you've built all your own structures. I mean, you're really like self-sustaining type of guy. Do you have electricity here?
Nothing.
So you don't even need it?
I need it.
Oh, whoops.
this small solar panel that powers Vincent's brick phone are the only signs of modern technology here.
Hello.
Aside from tech, meat is also rare to come by, except for fish. Fish finds its way into many of the meals around here, including today's breakfast. Tilapia fillet, rolled in flour, lightly fried, then dipped in egg, and fried some more.
Oh, that's really good. It's salty, crunchy on the outside, flaky and light on the inside. It kind of reminds me of walleye or some kind of fresh fish we might eat in Minnesota, where I'm from. Where do you get the oil from?
You buy it from the store.
Buy it from the store. He's like, what a dumb question.
Even as resourceful as Vincent and his wife are, there are still a few essentials worth the long walk to the nearest market. Cooking oil, sugar, salt, and soap.
How do you make money? Well, what is work for you?
Fishing, making eggs, crafting.
You make silverware out of wood?
Yes.
Or I guess woodware.
With over 45 years of fishing experience and a large river nearby, fishing is the most profitable source of income for Vincent.
So we've come to the Deca River. It's moving pretty quick and the levels are pretty high, you said. Are these good conditions for fishing?
Yes.
Every day, the Deca River welcomes dozens of local fishermen. Some prefer to ride the wave with a fishing rod in hand. Others, like Vincent, trust their nets to do the job.
What do you call this?
In English, it's a deep net, but in Tonga, kazamba.
Oh, that sounds a lot cooler. Wow, okay, so that gets about 4 times the size.
Now, I'll put the stick here.
So he has kind of a rubber band here that he's gonna use to really tightly secure this to the wood. Can I hold this to pretend to help?
Ah, it's okay.
All right. This whole net, did you make all this yourself?
Yes.
This is cool. This is the biggest fishing net I've ever seen in my life. So he just takes it, he goes up and down the coast. The fish might be hiding among the rocks. So when he puts that over them, it might scare them into the net. He can pull up and then pull out the fish. That's it, it's that simple. Oh, he got one! Yes!
This is a babu fish.
That's pretty big. Can I put my finger in its mouth? Oh, it doesn't bite?
Nothing.
Well trained. Well done. Do you have like a bucket or where do you put that exactly?
I forget the bag.
Do you want to put it in my pocket?
No, I'll find the bag.
Oh, okay. I was trying to help. Are you happy with the catch for the day?
Yes.
Do you think it helped having me there?
The fish are either sold at market or dried and saved in Vincent's pantry for personal consumption. To prepare for drying, each fish is scaled, gutted, and laid on a wood rack. The rack is put over a fire for 4 hours until all the moisture leaves the fish. For even longer storage, set them in the sun for the rest of the day. To bring life back to these dried fish, throw them in boiling water to rehydrate, then add some seasonings.
It actually looks quite fantastic. Can I have this one?
Yes.
Oh, I think I can pull the bone out of it.
I don't throw it in there.
Oh, no?
My dog can take it.
Oh, what a waste. I'm sorry. It tastes good. It has a different texture for sure. It's very obvious that it was dehydrated and rehydrated. So it has kind of a spongy texture, a pretty different texture than what we had this morning. But it's still satisfying. It's oily. What you got there?
This is my scale.
Oh, you got a scale to measure your calories?
For weighing fish, if I get the 5 kg, it's 10 US.
So you're selling fish for about $1 a pound.
Yeah.
For you, you're 58. I mean, you're obviously very healthy and very in shape than a lot of people I know. But is there a retirement plan? What do you do at a certain point if you're 65, 75?
My son should be look after me and I will be using my cows. So that's what I'm looking for, to sell them to help myself.
In many parts of rural Africa, cows are a measure of wealth. The more you have, the wealthier you are. They're like the stock market, or should I say, the livestock market. People invest in cows, and cows hold their value or their value goes up. They can live a long time, and they can even give birth to new cows. That's called a dividend. So if you're wondering why he eats so many fish while he has plenty of plump cows roaming around, that's why. But once a week, Vincent breaks his pescatarian ways and treats himself to one of these.
Are the guinea fowl like the chickens? They lay eggs and you get more?
The guinea fowl, they make more eggs than the chicken.
How come you have more chickens than guinea fowl?
Guinea fowls is a problem to grown up. By the rain seasons, the kids of guinea fowl, they get died. So we take the eggs from the guinea fowls, we give the chicken, then they make babies.
The chickens have to take care of the guinea fowl?
Yes.
Oh, that's not fair.
Right now you're gonna go catch one. You have a couple tools right here. What do you have?
This one is for calling them to come near with me. And then I...
Throw that on top?
Yes.
Okay, so you're not just running around.
No.
See, with age comes wisdom.
Kip.
Oh, they don't suspect anything. Oh, hey, I'm cool. I'm Uncle Sonny.
I want that one.
Here it comes, here it comes. They eat with caution. Every bite they take, they look up and make sure everything's okay. Okay, he makes his move. He's got one chance at this. It's looking up, it's suspicious, but it's also hungry. Yes! Yes, it's too late for you! Oh, good move, that was awesome. You know, I swear, on this show, I've had people that made me chase chickens around. Why didn't I just do this? What was I doing?
Before eating, the guinea fowl is slaughtered, soaked in hot water and defeathered. Chop it into random pieces, roll it in flour, and just like any good bird recipe, fry. Let's
try it out. You've been working your ass off all day. Let's go. Oh, that's nice.
Nice, yeah.
Salty on the outside, a little crunchy, real oily. What is the main difference between the guinea fowl and the chicken?
Guinea fowl is so hard, not so soft like chicken.
You like the taste of guinea fowl or the hen more?
I like any kind of meat.
Okay, me too. You're right, really different texture than chicken, but still a pretty like sticky white meat. Oh, it's delicious. For all the work that went into this, you thought maybe there would be more people here helping you. Your wife isn't here right now. Can you tell me where she is?
She's at Deka River. She was selling some cow. The cow was broken.
Like its leg was broken?
Yes.
Impossible to fix, right?
Yes.
And so what's that mean for you?
I got a loss because I can never buy another one.
In Zimbabwe, a cow can cost over $300. That could be over a year of fishing for a local. So you may wonder, why would folks invest in an animal that needs to be protected, fed, and watered? Why not just save cash? Zimbabwe has a history of rapid and extreme inflation. At one point, the government printed so much money, they even had a $100 trillion bill. Those who saved in cash lost everything. Those who invested in cows were fine.
Sorry for your loss. I know that's brutal. Thank you, nonetheless, for everything you've done for us today.
Yeah.
Here, the tilapia. Oh my gosh, look at this beauty.
Vincent's final course today, steamed tilapia. Scaled, cut in half, then brought to steam with a little water and salt. Add tomato seasoning and boil a little bit more. Plate with sadza.
All right, I'm gonna make sure to save the bones and everything for the dogs. Oh wow, it's very earthy. Like I can taste the river. The water you use for cooking, where do you get that?
For now, we are using the water from the rain.
That's fascinating. I don't think I've had rainwater, or at least food cooked with rainwater before. Maybe that's what I'm tasting. But it's good. It's a super steamed, nice fatty skin.
Very, very soft.
Super soft. And then you have the sadza here, and you can even dip that. There's kind of a fish juice here. I like your sadza the best so far. I like it. It's a little like lumpy, not too smooth. I know it's supposed to be smooth, but actually I like that.
Okay.
Do you ever have dessert?
No.
No. Can I share something from my homeland with you?
Yes.
Okay, please, bring it in. This is a peanut butter Rice Krispie bar covered in chocolate from Quick Trip, and it's covered with ants. I did not think about that. There you go. Can I use this to cut it?
It's okay.
Okay. Oh, these are so good. I've been saving it, and I just knew today was the moment. We're gonna share it, and I'm gonna see what you think. I don't wanna corrupt you. This could be an evil thing I'm doing. Maybe you will love this so much and you can never try it again. If that's the case, I'm sorry, but here you go.
Thank you.
Oh, God. Oh, I love it.
It's very nice.
You like it?
Yes.
There's peanut butter, sugar, it's sweet, chocolate on top. It's beautiful.
So, but with us, can we make this? No. How can we make it?
I understand you can't make this one. I also cannot make this because in my hometown, I don't have any guinea fowl. We all have different things from our homeland that are unique to where we come from, and this is just one for me, and I just thought it would be fun for you to experience.
There's no doubt that Vincent's life is not without adversity. But what's so impressive is that to an outsider, he makes this look easy. And just so you guys know, we bought Vincent a new cow.
What do you think? You like it?
Yeah.
You're eating it.
Our epic Southern Africa food tour continues in the country of Zimbabwe. Now, we finally concluded our cross-country road trip, arriving at our final destination, Victoria Falls. Today, I'm on a mission to go deep into Zimbabwe's local flavors and local ingredients.
It looks like a nice pair of shoes.
Yeah, it's so soft.
Ingredients you won't find at your average air-conditioned supermarket.
You like this, right?
This is food porn.
In the end, our efforts will culminate in a one-of-a-kind pork platter.
Look at this.
Christmas.
But before that, we gotta go shopping.
Carl,
Yeah.
have you been to this market before?
Yeah, a few times.
We've reached the city of Victoria Falls. Here, there's a whole economy revolving around travelers who wish to take in one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. Aside from tourist lodges and restaurants, you can still find local markets like this.
When you board the bus going out of town, this is where you collect a couple of your ingredients before you hit the road.
This place has a ton of different foods. They've got kind of the typical stuff. This one, is that just puffed corn?
That's probably the most unhealthy thing you can get in here.
Here, they have food and produce you'll find at most any market around the world.
That's puffed corn with lots of sugar and coloring. But the uncolored, unflavored one, if you wave this in front of the camera, you're gonna make a lot of Zimbabweans crave.
But if you have a keen eye, you'll find some rare food delicacies few outsiders have seen before.
What is this?
So like termites will make a mound.
Oh, I've seen that. from a termite mound, but it has nutrition.
Yeah, it does.
This is termite.
It is.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, you just ate some of it.
Yeah.
There are many different types of edible clay, dirt, and soil in Zimbabwe, but this one in particular comes exclusively from termite mounds.
Women will have a craving for this. Like literally my wife will buy 2 of these in a month.
Oh, I gotta try some of this.
The data is still out on whether consuming dirt is good for your health, but it is rich in minerals, especially iron. But like with anything, I suggest eating dirt in moderation.
I mean, there's no hiding the fact that that is mud. And what's in here? Iron?
Yeah, iron.
It tastes 100% like I just picked up some dirt and ate it. There's no like hidden notes or anything like that. That's mud.
To give you context, when we grew up, when we were young, we'd play a lot of games acting like we cooking and, you know, that kind of thing. And we'd eat a lot of mud. You know, when you grow with it, it's not a foreign taste to you.
It's fascinating. I mean, it has nutrients for the trees. Why not for us?
Yeah, absolutely.
Carl was born and raised in a nearby village. Now, he's an international comedian,
Stand-up comedian,
Yep.
entertainer,
and a cook.
Yes.
and chef.
What's good about this market?
A lot of the stuff is grown in the local villages. And so, do you know where it's actually come from?
I have to talk to you about this.
This guy.
This is something I've never seen before. At first glance, it looks like a fruit or something that's been around too long. It looks moldy. Then you pick up and touch it, it's like suede or velvet. But this is a fruit, right?
Yeah, from the baobab trees.
While many people know of the baobab tree, few may know that it has a special fuzzy fruit.
Oh, she has a big rock.
Exactly.
Or is that dirt? Is that food?
And once you crack it open, you'll reveal one of the most nutrient-dense foods in the world.
Oh, that is full of stuff.
Baobab fruit is the only fruit that dries naturally on the branch, rather than dropping or spoiling.
Oh, so it looks kind of like chalky almost.
Yeah. It's got like citrusy, sour notes.
Oh, there's
to it.
some seeds, right? This is wild. The texture of it is very chalky. The flavor, it's sweet and tart.
So I use this a lot to make cheesecake.
Oh, wow.
I use this in porridge. So I'm a diabetic. When I cook this into my sadza, it controls my blood sugar a lot. And the seeds are now being processed to make oils and lots of different things as well.
Will you cook with this today?
We're gonna make a cocktail for you with this.
Cool.
So my father was a comedian and my mom taught home economics. So I stole the genetic pool I had at my disposal.
So you got a little bit from each one?
Yeah. Stand-up comedy, I only do 15 minutes on stage. And the rest of the time, I'm out in the streets eating street food in the different countries I travel to.
This brings me to the last thing I've spotted right here. Now, I do believe I've had this before. A couple years ago, I was in Namibia and they had mopane worms.
These are mopane worms, yeah.
Mopane worms come from the mopane tree. They're long, juicy, and can be found in many parts of southern Africa.
These have been dried, just a way of preserving them.
Interesting. It smells like a wet dog a little bit.
Pretty much, a lot of our bugs have the same smell when you dry them. This is amongst a lot of the new superfoods that are coming out. This is the stuff you see here, they're afraid of it, especially from a political perspective. So I spent most of my time in exile.
He studied in the UK and he's traveled a lot. Now, that experience has worked its way into his comedy and his food.
What do you like about this?
I've been trying to find alternative ways to use these because we get a lot of foreigners that come into the country that don't quite like the idea of eating the worms.
Right.
So what I do is I crush them and I use them as seasonings.
How would you describe this? Do you think this is maybe what fermented soy is to Japanese?
I think it goes in that range between like a soy to a fish sauce, for example, in terms of its use.
When you say it like that, I'm eating it with a different frame of reference,
Right.
and I'm experiencing that. So you're cooking up a lot for us today.
Yeah, we are.
What's in store? Just give us a teaser.
So what we have is a pig's head, right? And we're gonna just chuck everything at it. Every grain, every imaginable flavor. Cooking for us is more about bringing people together to do something else as opposed to the actual cooking. So we let the stuff cook away on its own, sit for 3 hours, just watch life happen.
I can't wait. Do you have a pig head?
Not yet, we have to go find one.
Let's go get it.
Cool.
We're heading a bit outside the city to find some pig parts you rarely see on the dinner table.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Gari here, she's in more than one meat business. Butcher shop on the inside, then grilling and selling cooked meats on the outside.
Now, a lot of butcher shops I go to, they have the meat on full display. Here, it's kind of hidden away in these chests. Each of these contains some different meat. We don't know what's inside. I want to point out what I see here, though. Cow legs, feet, a little bit of both.
I'm kind of distracted right now.
Well, you like this, right?
This is food porn.
So you cook this up sometimes? Yeah, you're gonna pet it? Do people have to buy a pair, or do they try to keep it together, like when people adopt 2 dogs?
I would have this, then my wife would have.
For one person?
Yeah, for one person.
Wow. So we're not gonna get any cow legs today.
Yeah.
Sorry. They look great. He's a big fan. What are you looking for?
So, do we have pig's head?
Let's take a look.
Her best-selling item and a favorite in Zimbabwe, beef. But I have yet to see any pork.
Oh.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
Is that what you were looking for?
This is insane.
It looks magical. How old do you think this pig is?
6 months.
Here's what I'm worried about, the size. Do you have one more?
Yeah.
Can you get it?
Wow. Wow.
This is perfect. This is what you wanted, right?
This is exactly what I wanted.
They're about $5 each. $10. That's a really good deal.
I make this 2 times a week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get out of here. You have your ingredients from the market, and you're gonna make it happen. I can't wait to see it.
So I'm about to make a dish that combines a whole bunch of my favorite dishes in Zimbabwe. First, we need to start with, I'll call them Alfred and Junior.
Food in Zimbabwe is quite straightforward. Almost every meat dish is either seasoned with just salt, or if the cook is feeling frisky, they may also toss in tomatoes and
A
onions.
few of my favorite beans. I don't know what this bean is called, but it's very yummy. The second one, sugar beans, and the third one, maize.
Carl isn't trying to reinvent Zimbabwe cuisine. Instead, he's combining, mixing, and blending unique flavors already native to this land.
I'm gonna put in some onion, garlic, tomatoes, green peppers. And the final ingredient, we've got caterpillars, which is our mopani worms, kapenta, which is our salty fish, and a couple of spices in here. That's gonna provide our seasoning. Cover that for 3 hours and have a couple of beers.
This place is like a local rest stop, a clump of businesses like bars, butcheries, and street food vendors, hoping to sell to whoever stops by. For those who don't have fresh water running in their homes,
Do you need help?
they might get their water like this.
Here, I can help you. Oh, all right. You're doing pretty good by yourself. You don't trust me, do you? Oh, that's actually easier than I thought. All right, so this is the pump, and this is where you get fresh water. It does require some work, and it does burn some calories. But basically, it's like a giant lap machine. And then look down there. She's drinking some water. So this well goes about 40 meters down. That's over 100 feet, very deep into the core of the earth where the most delicious water is. The only problem is, can I pump it and then run down there in time to drink it? Let's try. Pump, run. It's delicious. It tastes like metal. That makes sense. Oh yeah, you know what? Maybe I didn't have to rush after all. It's still, oh wait, there's another guy pumping it. I thought I just pumped it so hard it just would keep coming forever, for years to come, and everyone would talk about the day that Sonny came and blessed the village. But no, there's just another guy. Fresh water, that's how they do it here. Very cool.
While the pig heads continue to simmer away, I offer Carl an appetizer.
My dude?
What did you kill?
Some chicken parts I got from a street vendor.
That looks like a heart. Bird of some kind.
And mushrooms I bought from a random villager.
Mushrooms? What kind of mushrooms?
Let's hope they're more magical than poisonous.
They're a red mushroom, they're from the bush.
And they're edible?
They're edible.
Okay.
And so I met a gentleman.
My name is Daud. Right now I'm cooking some mushrooms. We get them in the bush and then we eat. It's good in the body.
With a blue, like, highway construction jacket.
Okay, that's safe.
He said, that's safe?
It means he has a day job.
This gentleman walked about half a mile into the bush to pick these.
I don't know many. I know these red ones only.
A type of wild mushroom whose name I was unable to track
In
down.
our language, we call them amako.
Regardless of what you've learned about Mario and his love for mushrooms, this red color is usually associated with poisonous or hallucinogenic mushrooms. But heck, if this guy was gonna eat them, why not me?
I'm collecting mushrooms once a week. Just eat. We don't sell them.
These are far too tough to eat raw. They must be boiled for an hour, then cooked with a bit of oil and salt.
Should we try this?
Yeah.
The red hue, it was just on the cap top before, and it's kind of spread among all the mushroom now. Try it out.
Okay.
A little gritty.
That's very interesting.
That's pretty good.
Like a little fragrance to it.
Yeah, a bit of a like sharp flavor. Not quite a truffle, but there's something nearly astringent about it. It's very meaty. It's satisfying in the way that meat is satisfying.
Yeah. You're introducing me to a new Zimbabwean food.
Oh, so you never tried this one before? Pretty awesome, huh?
Wow. I could do this on toast all day.
Over here,
Right.
The gizzards are boiled with a bunch of salt, add intestines, liver, then hearts, and cooked.
oh, gizzard, I love it.
This is the best part. It's both chewy and soft at the same time.
It's like chewy in the most satisfying way possible.
What are we going for? Intestines?
Yeah.
So these are my favorite. Everyone fights for this when you're eating.
Oh, it's all just a package. Look at this. Liver, heart, intestine, all together.
In some countries, they then tie this to the chicken feet.
I think I saw that in Namibia. So you like it?
It's a good snack.
I wanted to ask you some more questions about food here. This is our 5th video. We're just gotten a good first-hand
Like a
experience.
snapshot, yeah.
Yeah, snapshot. I'm so curious about the food and how it got to the state it's in now. So I want to ask about colonization, because that must have changed a lot.
It did.
When did this country become independent?
We got our independence in 1980.
So you were alive.
I was born like literally a year old.
That's wild.
Remember, we were nomads, we travel with the land, that kind of thing. So as colonization came, we were put into different areas. And so what would happen is the man would start a new family there, bring a little bit of what he has from home to a people that don't understand what he has. So the culinary identity, it changes completely. Then let's start talking about new ingredients being brought into the country. Maize, easiest way to feed people. Smaller grains were too inefficient to grow, not en masse. You couldn't feed feed a country like that. And that, in a way, became what is known as traditional food today in Zimbabwe. But it's not traditional.
How do you get that back? Is it too late?
There's a need to celebrate past, present, and future. And I think each of us individually have an objective. Mine is to understand our past, see what we're doing in the present, and perhaps maybe come up with a new culinary identity in future. Okay, let's get this on a plate.
Today's dish is a beautiful reimagining of Zimbabwean flavors. Local ingredients you wouldn't usually see together combined into an edible mosaic. All that dumped on rarely utilized pig heads. This is gonna be awesome. Or a complete disaster. Let's find out.
Look at this.
Christmas.
I call it Romeo and Juliet, the pig version.
Star-crossed lovers.
Yes.
So what I did is I just took ingredients that make up a lot of different Zimbabwean dishes, and then we created a spice blend using the worms and the fish. A little bit of a kick at the end of this.
Right, so that is layered flavor.
Yeah.
The flavor is super savory. I think the worm and the fish together contributed a lot of flavor.
And we're trying to avoid using salt on its own because a lot of these foods are cured or dried using salt already.
I'm gonna try to grab this part here. So we have a jowl, the jaw muscle. I don't know what you would call that. Oh, yes. I'm gonna just drench it in this gravy here. Oh, wow. Delicious. It's incredibly rich. Super fatty, but you can see inside, burrow in deeper. There's a protein here. Mix it with the beans and the gravy sauce. Oh. And then the ear. So it's been boiling just long enough that this is a thick cartilage in the middle of the ear, but I'm able to just cut it down with a fork. Kind of crunchy, like snappy.
Right.
Getting through that cartilage. It's like the most tender, dainty ears I've ever seen in my life. That's awesome. I noticed on the side, what's this?
You remember the baobab stuff that we found? When you eat baobab, it's like having 6 oranges. So what I did is I made a cocktail using a locally made liquor with a bit of orange soda and the baobab.
And this one's just for me, you're not drinking it?
I'm gonna have this.
What's that?
This is a beer that's almost made from porridge.
Oh, it's mixed with Fanta too, huh?
Yeah. That will make you sleep the rest of the day.
I like it. I taste a little bit of the fruit you put in there too.
A bit.
But also the Fanta has a strong presence. All right, where do we go in here?
We want to open this guy up. We have to work as a team.
Yep,
Open up.
I got it.
So that should just split open.
Oh, it's like it's yawning. Here, there's a lot to work with here. The roof of the mouth, the soft palate, the tongue. What do you want? You want to go for the tongue?
Yeah.
But you don't break the exterior out.
No.
Just leave it like this.
It is, yeah.
I got some front tongue, you got some back tongue. Let's try it out. The tongue has such a beautiful texture. It's so different from any other part. And when it gets steamed or boiled for a long time, maybe I use this too much, but I say it's kind of like almost become a pate.
Absolutely.
You know, this is the first time I've had pork so far in Zimbabwe.
Oh yeah, because we're very religious. And I think it's also because people don't know how to handle the fat. And so people just shy away from pork entirely.
Really?
Yeah, they gravitate to the scripture of Jesus putting demons in the pigs.
Now, why would Jesus do that?
Because the demons wanted somewhere to go.
Oh.
There were too many of them, so Jesus told them to go into the pigs.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I taste 0 demons.
No demons were killed in the making of this meal.
And I have a very nuanced palate. So here we have the top of the head. Let me flip this guy around. I think I could go from the forehead and almost like peel off the skin here. Whoa, and whatever that is.
Yeah, we're trying to get into the brain.
Oh, dude, cheek meat. Hold on, before brain, you should grab the cheek meat on that side.
Man.
It's that perfect ratio. Tender, sticky meat, rendered down fat. That's awesome.
So we're gonna go for the eyes now.
Oh, the eyes.
So using your fork at the bottom here, pop out here.
Whoa, that was one of the best eye pulls I've ever seen. Let's see if I can match that. Oh,
So you got the eye.
I got it, but you got the retina going that connects all the way up to the brain. Everything we've tried so far, I like in earnest, and I'm not just like pretending.
Right.
I'm not a big fan of the eyes.
Neither am I. So what I do is I have to spoon a bit of the
Put some gravy on it.
Yep.
Pig eyeball, you ready?
pig eyeball.
Let's go for it. It's good. You know what? It's all in my mind. It's all in my mind.
Doesn't feel eye-like, right?
No, well, I'm far too aware that it's an eyeball. I can feel it like breaking apart in my mouth. And so eyeball's pretty gamey too.
Yeah.
Maybe you had glaucoma. All right, so we have tried a lot. We've gotten to really know this pig intimately.
There's one more part, which is the brain. Get this fork in there. There we go.
Oh, yes, barehanded. You're just gonna break it open like a beast.
It's like lobster tail.
Yeah.
Okay, so the membrane here opens up. It's quite creamy. Just mop that up.
A little brain, a little bean. Go for it.
Let's go.
Oh, wow. Maybe too big of a bite. It's so intense. It's so creamy and fatty. It's like eating a stick of pig butter. I should have broken it up a little bit, but I like it. I appreciate it. Carl,
Yeah.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Fantastic.
I think you've opened me up to a whole different side of this country. It's been an incredible journey so far, but now it's a much more well-rounded journey. So thank you.
No, thank you so much for visiting our country.
My absolute pleasure.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah.
Today, we're going tribal, heading into the countryside to see a way of life that's fading more and more each passing day. This is Mr. Mpisi's village. He's lived here nearly his whole life.
So back then, did you dress like this?
Even back in a time when locals could hunt and eat wild game like zebra and giraffe.
What other animals? Did you hunt lion?
Easy.
Incredible.
Today, I'm on a mission to walk a day in Mr. Mpisi's shoes.
Today, you're gonna be making goat. How often does this happen?
I want to see how he lives.
That is something which is good food. We'll have to cook it.
And of course, how he eats.
So this is a kitchen. It does lack maybe like a fan.
They've got food you might not be ready for.
These little things, not testicles, that would be down there.
And to be honest, I may not be ready either.
Oh, the bile.
That is medicine.
But here goes.
Mpisi?
Hello, how are you?
Say hello to Mr. Mpisi, head of this village.
You shake hands here, yeah?
We do it like this.
Like this?
And that's perfect.
And his day starts like most people's, with breakfast.
So you have some tea right here. Do you usually have tea in the morning?
I do with this.
A breakfast of tea and bread may sound familiar to most, but the way this bread was made is truly unique.
So this is a kitchen. It does lack maybe like a fan.
Now don't have the smoke, it's the medicine for the eyes.
Smoke is medicine for the eyes? That's fantastic. Right here, we have the bread. This is a mixture of cornmeal and sorghum and water. That makes a batter. And instead of being something like sadza, which you see all the time, it's much more dense, and they've caked it to the walls of the pan. And then the water on the bottom bubbles and steams up, cooking the batter by way of steaming it. Oh, you know what? I'm getting used to the smoke. I feel good. My eyes feel great. I'm supposed to have tears, right? That's good?
Yeah.
While I flee in search of oxygen, the bread stays to bake for another 30 minutes. Then it's ready to serve.
Oh, this looks good.
How is it?
Really interesting flavor. It tastes like whole wheat, although it's not wheat at all, but it has that whole grain kind of taste to it. The crunchy part, that's good, right?
Good part.
A little bit of tea.
Mr. Mpisi was born in the Midlands.
I was born in 1944.
But for most of his life, this is the place he's called home.
How long have you been in this area?
Since 1955.
Wow.
Since 1955.
Trying to do the math. Hold on. I was a terrible student.
His village is just 12 miles from the rapidly expanding city of Victoria Falls. Over time, it's changed a lot.
When we came here in 1955, it was bush. There is only one hotel, the Victoria Falls Hotel. White people were only 5 who were living in Victoria Falls during that time. But now it's a city.
So back then, did you dress like this?
No.
What did you wear?
Skins.
From the animals you would hunt?
Animals.
And what kind of animals did you hunt then?
Any animal was hunted during that time.
Giraffe?
Yes. I just got a good testament.
Oh, giraffe has good meat?
As the world around Mpisi's village becomes more and more modern, traditions and customs become harder to maintain. It's not that outside forces are putting an end to what happens here, but young, rebellious youth in any culture tend to seek out what's trendy, new, and different.
Today, you're going to be making goat. How often does this happen?
Every weekend we should have a goat because my grandchildren are coming. They should have something to eat.
So you go through 52 goats a year. That's a lot of goats.
Chango.
Mpisi's village consists of several tribes that make up one family. Mpisi belongs to the Ndebele tribe, his wife from the Tonga tribe, 2 of the major ethnic groups in Zimbabwe. About once a week, they gather to celebrate life. That means singing, dancing, praying, drinking.
So this is like breakfast number 2, but this one gets you drunk.
Yeah.
It's good. Real thick.
Just drink with food.
Yeah.
With their hearts full and their stomachs empty, it's time to slaughter a goat. Dispatch. Drain. Butcher. And cook. From nose to tail, this goat will become several dishes that will feed many. First up, because it's the easiest to spoil, blood with chopped offals.
Blood is good food. We'll have to cook it. There are certain parts, lungs and so forth, with a bit of liver. Put it with blood so that we mix it and cook it together. The bile is also...
Oh, the bile. It's full of very, very bitter green liquid.
That green liquid is medicine. It's an anti-inflammatory. Even if you have got gout.
That'll help?
Yes.
Wow, this is going to be quite the starter course.
The pot is seasoned with salt and placed on the stove. As the blood turns over the heat, it changes from scarlet to a muddy black. Here, blood represents being, so eating blood means gaining life.
So the blood is finished?
It's not blood now, it's food.
Right, it's food. I did have goat blood with fat on my first day in Zimbabwe. It was good, man.
Tastes better than I thought.
But here we have the bile mixed in, so it should be more bitter, right?
Tasty.
Is this blood?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Good food.
Pretty good. I love the texture, but it's very sticky. It's salty, but it's like naturally salty. I don't taste any bitterness. The bile is in there?
It's in.
Oh, cool. Oh, this one's liver.
That one's liver.
Oh.
Why?
No, I don't know. I mean, classic liver flavor, much more firm, solid. That's wild. So are you usually eating this first?
That's what you eat first. And it gives you energy and appetite to finish that.
That's the fat, right? The fat is really gummy. Like, it's impossible to chew, but you just squeeze all the flavor out of it.
Yes.
And there's delicious oils. You never get sick of this?
No. Sit. You can even check it. It never gets spoiled.
Do you do that sometimes? You hide it for yourself?
I take it.
I'm told that you also do African medicine.
Yes.
Do you call it African medicine or do you call it something else?
It's medicine.
That makes sense. You're in Africa.
Zimbabwe has a long history of using plants for medicinal purposes, a practice most locals still opt for.
That is devil's law. It's good even for malaria and it heals heart problems.
Can you heal a broken heart?
This rich medical knowledge is passed down from generation to generation. Mpisi learned his craft from his grandfather.
This one, there are some people who can't even make a woman pregnant. That's what we use.
How many kids do you have?
Only 7.
Okay.
Though many may dismiss traditional medicine without a second thought, it may be sobering to know that fully 40% of modern medicines are derived from plants.
Even if you are coughing, got flu, got backaches, headaches, you just put it in water.
Take aspirin, for example, launched into the world from willow bark.
Oh, I mean, it tastes like medicine.
Backaches.
It tastes very bitter.
Right now, the only medicinal healing I need is from food, and I'm in luck.
I like your style here. It's like little appetizers throughout the day.
Yes!
This here is grilled goat liver. Using the goat skin as a cutting board, chop the liver open and spread it on a mesh grill with some fat on top.
A little bit different feeling because before it was boiled.
And a different taste. When you are eating food, you should have a variety of taste.
You're speaking my language. Variety is the spice of life. So the other one was more full of water, really soft. This is a little more like chewy and like a harder outside, some smokiness. I like it. It's almost like a jerky. How long can you save this? For a few days?
You can put it on this, hang it for some days.
In many rural areas like this, hanging and smoking is the most effective way to preserve freshly butchered meat.
Hanging food here in this part of Africa scares me because I even saw baboons in the city. Do baboons ever come here?
They do.
And do they ever attack your village?
No.
No.
We share this world like us human beings. They have got a role in our society. Don't give wild animals food which is eaten by human beings. They change their behavior. But if we live in harmony, we talk to them, they move away.
Really?
You can see lions, if they come to you, pretend as if you have got a lot of energy. Approach them. Don't fear. They can feel that you fear. And say, ah! They run away. But if you attack, they fight you. So no animal is dangerous. It's us human beings.
During Mpisi's lifetime, he's experienced a transition from game meat to pasture animals, and even these. Rabbits are prized for their lean meat, but just as much for their fur.
Holy cow!
This is a rabbit skin blanket made from 36 rabbits.
I saw it manually. This one, when you put it there, it's very good. I like it like this.
Normally, the rabbits are dispatched, carefully skinned, and sized up for the blanket.
This one's more.
Hey, maybe you can make a pillowcase.
Yes!
Yeah.
The remaining carcass is grilled over charcoal with a touch of salt.
PC said I had his permission to enjoy the rabbit, to try it out. And he said that the rabbit is one of the most nutritious animals they have. He said more nutritious than chicken, more than beef, and I think possibly even more than goat. I'm gonna try this part right here. These little things, not testicles, that would be down there. These are kidneys. It looks like a wood tick that sucked on a dog for too long and got big and fat. Yummy. It's just like juicy. Almost tastes like sausage. I mean, so far, this trip in Zimbabwe, we've been eating a load of meat. Cow, sheep, we're gonna have goat soon. We've had rabbit, we've had chicken, we've had guinea fowl, fish, you name it. People here really like and appreciate meat. And so do I. Is that the heart? It could be the heart. Oh no, Mr. Mbisi said he could fix a broken heart. Is it too late? Let's try it out. Oh, it's awesome. I'm gonna break this back leg off. There we go. So take a look at this meat. Super white, very lean, and it's probably not gonna be juicy. I'm guessing the juiciest part was that kidney. We'll try it out. A bit firm, but not bad at all. This is quite delicious. It's not really dry. You'd think it'd be a lot more dry for being just a lean rabbit. It's a little chewy. Man, I'm falling in love with the smokiness of it. In all my times coming to Africa, this is one of my most unique experiences so far. I know we're just mid-video. I'm giving you a mid-video update. It's kind of heartbreaking when you realize and see and experience how beautiful the traditions are here, and you know that what you see today is still a diluted version of what once was. Right now, in BC, the family, they're finishing up the goat. The real main meal is about to begin, so I better get going.
Like many tribes around Africa, some of the sacrificed animal parts are strictly allocated to men.
What we ate earlier, that's for men.
And others to women.
The breast or a short ribs, culturally is for women.
For dinner today, we've got sorghum sadza, African cabbage, and something known as zinyenze. More on that soon.
So I've got some of the African cabbage. Oh yeah, that's so fresh. But it's a little bit bitter. Do you put bile in this?
Nothing.
Okay, oh, so this is something I've never seen before.
This is a piece of goat tripe wrapped tight with intestines. The ingredients, or should I say the goat stomach and intestines, are thoroughly cleaned and then cut down to size. Each piece of tripe is wrapped with intestine, forming an elongated sausage-like shape. Now boil these works of art with salt until they reach the desired level of tenderness.
That's so cool, but it looks pretty gnarly too. God, like a perfume or a field of daisies.
That's good food.
Yeah, it smells so good. Okay. The taste is better than the smell. Can I say that?
It's better than the smell.
I love the texture. It's like squishy, squeaky, like some overcooked calamari. I've mixed the salsa with it to dilute the flavor a little bit. What's your favorite part? This one right here? Yeah. I gotta say, the more I take bites, the more I like it. It smells of gastric acid, but when you're eating it, it's not really bitter. It's just kind of savory. What do you think? Big fan?
I like it too much.
Too much? I like that.
As you may have noticed, men and women tend to sit and eat separately. Women can talk about women stuff, and guys can talk about guy stuff. That's what NPC says.
So what are some of the men issues?
You know, it's hard to tell women that I have loss of libido.
I have what?
Loss of libido.
Oh, yeah, no one wants to admit that.
But we can discuss it if we are men together.
Instead of discussing my own libido status, I figure it's better to move on to the next topic, the goat leg. Grilled over fire until it's well done and seasoned with a bit of salt.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to try this out. Oh,
yeah,
my man, very nice. Super smoky. Are you using mopane wood?
Yes, mopane and chick.
Great flavor. It's juicy and tender on the inside. Almost no gamey goat flavor at all. It's like the opposite of the intestines in the stomach. It's so different.
Yes, it's so different. But now it tastes better because they've tested that one. That is part of the flavorings.
That makes sense. I like that. I want to ask, throughout the day, I've gotten your perspective on what it's been like to grow up in this area and to see the world around you change so much. Now, you're an elder. You have children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. What do you want for your great-grandchildren as they grow up?
The young people, they like to depend. We're changing their mindset. Educate them, let them be involved. Teach them all survival skills in order to survive. Even how tough it is, we work as a team together, collectively. That collectivity makes us to go somewhere. Us choosing our own destiny, not to be planned by other people. That's
See the sunlight up the sky.
Sir, it's been a pleasure, an amazing day. Thank all of you for allowing us into your community, into your village, and for letting us learn more about the people here.
And I hope you enjoyed the food.
And I love the food too. 10 out of 10, fantastic. Boom, guys, that is the end of this video. Not only that, it's the end of our Zimbabwe series. I hope you've enjoyed it. This is one of the most amazing, adventurous, kind, funny, fascinating countries I've ever been to all around the world, and especially here in Africa. I had a great time. You should come to Zimbabwe too. Great food, lots of meat, very nice people. What more could you ask for? That is gonna wrap it up for this series. Coming up next, more adventures in Africa. I like saying Africa that way. That is it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna see you next time. Peace, peace, peace. Maybe they can grill something else. I did see a chicken.